10 gym exercises that most often send men over 40 to the surgery room. Walking into a modern gym, with its sleek machines, polished floors, and uniformed trainers, can give you the impression that it's one of the safest places you could be. Everything looks controlled, everything looks professional. But here's the truth most people don't talk about. Not every exercise in that room is safe for every age group. If you're in your 20s, your body is more forgiving. You can lift heavy with questionable form, bounce back from strain, and get away with overtraining. Once you pass 40, the rules change. Your joints have more miles on them, your connective tissues aren't as elastic, and small mistakes in form can lead to injuries that take months, sometimes years, to recover from. Now, I'm not saying that doing any of these exercises will immediately land you on the operating table, but they can raise your risk of a serious injury, the kind that can sideline you from training completely. And let's be honest, how often do you see a trainer correct someone's dangerous bench press form, compared to how often they tell people to slow down on the treadmill? Exactly. That's why I'm sharing 10 common exercises that most frequently put men over 40 on the fast track to surgery. And I'll warn you now, chances are, at least 2 or 3 of these are in your current program. Exercise number 10, dumbbell fly. On paper, the dumbbell fly looks harmless. It's a chest day staple. You've probably been doing it for years. But here's the problem. At the very bottom of the movement, when your arms are stretched wide, your shoulders are in their most vulnerable position. The torque on your shoulder joints is at its peak, while your chest muscles are at their weakest point. Over time, this repeated stress can cause microtears in the rotator cuff muscles. At first, it's just an occasional ache. Eventually, it can become a partial or even complete tear, the kind that often requires surgery. Better choice. Switch to a machine fly. It keeps the motion guided, reduces the risk of hyperextension, and allows you to adjust the range of motion to fit your shoulder mobility. Exercise number 9, front raise. Plenty of men over 40 add front raises to their routine to hit the front delts. The problem? Your anterior deltoids are already heavily worked during pressing movements like bench presses, push-ups, and shoulder presses. Doing front raises, especially with too much weight or poor form, does 3 harmful things. 1. Stresses the biceps tendon when your arms go above shoulder level. 2. Compresses subacromial structures in the shoulder joint. 3. Encourages your traps to take over, making the move less effective. That combination raises your risk for tendinitis, shoulder impingement, and rotator cuff tears. Better choice. Skip the front raises entirely. Stick with overhead pressing movements, which spread the load across the entire shoulder instead of hammering one part to death. Exercise number 8, leg press. The leg press feels safe because your back is supported against a pad. But here's the surprising truth. It can load your spine more than a proper squat. When you bring your knees too far toward your chest at the bottom of the movement, your pelvis tilts backward. This butt wink position puts major pressure on your lower back discs. Under a heavy load, that's a recipe for a bulging or herniated disc. Better choice. Learn to squat correctly, even if it means using lighter weight. A properly executed squat, whether body weight, goblet, or barbell, is far safer for your spine than a poorly done leg press. Exercise number 7, behind the neck lat pull down. You've probably seen old school bodybuilders do this and thought, it must be good. But this movement forces your shoulders into an extreme external rotation, a position that grinds the rotator cuff tendons, especially the supraspinatus. Many men over 40 don't even have the mobility to get into that position without compensation. That means more strain, more wear, and eventually, injury. Better choice. Do your lat pull-downs to the front using a shoulder-width overhand grip. You'll get the same muscle activation without the joint stress. Exercise number 6, barbell bench press. It's the king of chest exercises, right? But here's the hidden issue. A barbell locks both arms into the exact same movement path. If your body has even slight asymmetries, and almost everyone does, one side takes more strain than the other. Over years, that mismatch wears down your joints and connective tissue. Better choice. Use dumbbells instead. They let each arm move naturally, allow you to rotate your wrists for comfort, and often give you a better stretch at the bottom. Exercise number 5, traditional sit-ups. Sit-ups look innocent. No weights, no machines. But the repeated spinal flexion they require is exactly the movement that accelerates disc degeneration. And the compressive force on your spine during a sit-up can be thousands of newtons. Better choice. Planks and other isometric core exercises. They train your abs, obliques, and lower back without bending your spine over and over. Exercise number 4, pec deck, traditional design. Most pec decks lock your arms at 90 degrees and internally rotate your shoulders. This is a perfect setup for impingement syndrome, especially if you already have tight pecs and rounded shoulders from years of pressing. Better choice. Use a modern pec deck design that allows your arms to move in a more natural arc, or just stick to dumbbell or machine flies with a comfortable range of motion. Exercise number 3, behind the neck press. Same issue as the behind the neck pull down. Extreme external rotation, high strain on the rotator cuff, and awkward neck positioning that can irritate your cervical spine. Better choice. Press in front of your head. Dumbbells are best, as they allow a neutral or semi-neutral grip that's much friendlier to the shoulders. Exercise number 2, deadlift. The deadlift is one of the best total body strength exercises ever created, but it's also one of the riskiest for men over 40. Why? Because by this age, most guys already have some spinal degeneration. Heavy deadlifts plus imperfect form equals a high chance of herniation. Better choice. Keep deadlifts light, 60 to 70% of your max, and focus on perfect form, or swap them for Romanian deadlifts, which load the hamstrings and glutes with less spinal compression. Exercise number 1, diamond push-ups. They look like a simple bodyweight move, but placing your hands close together puts your wrists in an extreme position, strains your elbow tendons, and forces your shoulders into a stressful angle. Better choice. Use cable triceps pushdowns, French presses, or skull crushers. All 3 target your triceps effectively without wrecking your joints. The right exercise for a 25-year-old isn't always the right exercise for a 45-year-old. Your body changes. Your training should too. Protect your joints now, and you'll still be lifting, pain-free, for decades to come.